The 2019 ejections of the year are a month apart, as voted on by you, but they are related. And that's unusual because the first one was in July 18th. Brennan Miller tosses Aaron Boone of the Yankees. This is the whole savages in the box and all of that. Brett Gardner gets called out on strikes. Goes back to the dugout and slams everything in sight. That's the whole bat to the ceiling of the dugout. While he's doing that, Aaron Boone is yelling at the plate umpire.
Really bad start.
Now the plate umpire is Brennan Miller. He's a AAA call-up.
You make a mistake, and now I'll throw you out. This is the
Boone comes out, starts yelling, starts pointing. The whole meltdown. Well, but his crew chief doesn't come to save him. So he just stands there, takes it. He doesn't say anything, except to acknowledge that Boone spit on him. Boone leaves, and finally we get a little glimpse of Jerry Davis somewhere around maybe getting to home plate, but he never got there. Because the argument was over by the time that we saw him. Knowing full well that minor league umpires do not have job security, knowing full well that minor league umpires who are working as call-ups do not have a contract, they're not in the MiLB UA union, they don't have the clout. So it's easy, it's low-hanging fruit for Boone and the Yankees to go after the minor leaguers, and this became a theme. Because on August 9th, Chris Segal tossed Brett Gardner in Toronto when Gardner went into his bat banging the dugout, the whole show that he does. And the media went apoplectic.
And reasonably so, as Chris Segal with rabbit ears.
They can do that because he's a minor league umpire. He can't create a whole fiasco or he loses his job because he doesn't have job security. They can release him after the season. They can theoretically pull him off any assignment during the season too because he's a minor leaguer. He doesn't have rights. And they know that. So Gardner comes out and we hear things like that where they're really tearing into this minor league guy. Now, Segal has clout amongst the minor league staff because he's been there longer than them all, but he's still not an MiLB UA guy. Not yet. He should be. He should have been, but not yet. And then in August, Phil Cuzzi says, you know what? Enough's enough. I'm a full-timer. I can stand up for them. Ben May is your AAA call-up plate umpire. The Yankees don't like a strike call, or strike calls that he makes. And Phil says, Brett, slamming that bat against the ceiling of the dugout again with a minor leaguer at the plate, you're gone.
I think so. We're going to have to go to
and they can charge after him all he wants. He tosses CC Sabathia too. And May takes care of Boone. But Cuzzi deflects all the attention onto him. He can do that. He's a full-timer. He doesn't have to worry about losing his job like a Ben May guy would have to worry about. So he gets the award. He was the top vote getter because he stood up for his young crewmate that did not have the luxury of standing up for himself. So very, very great display of crewmanship from Phil. And sort of a pitiful thing going on here with the Yankees because Joe Torre had to get involved after the Toronto thing and say, yeah, Segal's ejection, you know what, you're not supposed to be banging the bat against the ceiling of the dugout. And after the September one, there was another, Brett, really, stop it. And Joe West got involved about a week later or so, because on September 21st, he ejected Aaron Boone when, another AAA umpire was behind the plate in Jeremie Rehak. And Jeremie had a strike call that the Yankees didn't like. He tossed Thames, the hitting coach. And West, from his position at third base, reached all the way across and got Boone. You're not going after another AAA guy. That's why Joe West is a pretty good crew chief. Now, you'll notice he didn't get the postseason for other reasons. And Jerry Davis did not get the postseason either. But Phil Cuzzi got the LCS. Part of the criteria, as we found out from the Angel Hernandez depositions for postseason assignment, situation handling. And I have to think that Phil Cuzzi, good job. If he didn't get the postseason for that reason alone, of course, I'm still saying, you know what? I'd give him the postseason just for how he stood up for his crewmate in Ben May. Because that is a fantastic job of saying, you know what? This is the officiating family. I'm a senior person compared to a AAA guy. AAA doesn't have rights. I do. I'll take the heat. It's fine. That's why Joe West can go ahead and say, Booney, you're gone. I'll take the heat. Lay off of Jeremie. He's a minor. He's good. He's coming up. But he can't afford to have a whole fiasco in front of him lest MLB decide to get rid of him a la Angel Campos. So those are your 2 ejections of the year. And we'll have more content here at Close Call Sports. Subscribe, like us at Umpire Ejections, Facebook, Twitter. We'll see you on the site.